Hey there, sports fans. Outrageous predictions. From cleveland.com, Stephen Means, Nathan Baird, Doug Lesmerises, Ohio State, Wisconsin, noon Saturday, Ohio Stadium. Get outrageous, Nathan Baird.
I am taking Ja'Shawn Cornell to double his season total in sacks from 2 to 4. He already came through in one of the bigger games of the year. He had 4 tackles and a sack against Michigan State. Was named Ohio State's Defensive Player of the Week for that game. But he's been really getting a nice push up the middle in these last couple games. It feels like something's coming on for him now, as you kind of expected. This was going to be potentially a big year for him. And he's going up against one of the best centers in the Big Ten, and Tyler Biadasz. Nay, one of the best centers in the whole country. And I think, from talking to some of the other guys tonight, that they see a challenge there, to go after one of the best guys and try to prove themselves on the interior of this defensive line. And I just feel like this is a week for him to step up and make an impact like that.
I'm going to say that Justin Fields is the leading rusher in this game, with Jonathan Taylor and J.K. Dobbins in the game. That's pretty outrageous. Jonathan Taylor... God, it's hard to look up more than one thing at once. Listen, Justin Fields has not run that much because he hasn't had to. I could see this being a game. Jonathan Taylor has rushed for at least 100 yards in every game except one. He was 26 for 80 against Michigan State. J.K. Dobbins had sort of the iffy game at the start of the season against Florida Atlantic, but since then, J.K. Dobbins has outrushed Justin Fields by at least 100 in every game, other than Miami of Ohio, and they didn't play that much. Against Nebraska, it was Dobbins 177, Fields 72. Against Michigan State, it was 172 for Dobbins, 61 for Fields. Against Northwestern, it was 121 for Dobbins, 8 for Fields. I see 1 or 2 big runs. I could see an 80-yard run from him where you pop through a hole in this defense and all of a sudden you're racing guys in the secondary and you win the race. And I could see them in a world where Wisconsin is successfully maybe stopping J.K. Dobbins at times, that maybe you need him. I think Justin Fields could be more dangerous as a runner when they need him to be. And I think maybe this is one of those games. And not that it would be crazy, but maybe Fields runs for 120 and Dobbins and Taylor each run for 100. I keep waiting for that to be unveiled. It will be unveiled only by necessity. It might not be until the playoff that we actually see the necessity, but I'm still curious about Justin Fields as a runner. Steven.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Wisconsin, and I haven't been sold on them all year. They haven't really played anybody, and that's why their defense looks as good as it looks. And so because of that, I think my outrageous position is 650 total yards for Ohio State's offense. They're averaging almost 530, so that's 120 more yards in a game. They're the only team in the Big Ten averaging north of 500 yards. The next closest is Indiana at 449.9. So it's this defense is going to get stops, which is going to put the offense in position to score. You just talked about how Justin Fields is going to be the leading rusher, which means that Jonathan Taylor is not going to be the leading rusher. You just talked about how Ja'Shawn Cornell is going to get sacks, and that adds into the defense, pushing Wisconsin's offense back. I think it's not crazy. I mean, it's crazy because it's outrageous, 650 yards from a Big Ten team. But it's not crazy, I think, because this defense is going to get stops, and this offense is going to take advantage of it, just like they have all season long.
Is part of it that you believe they'll be playing the starters for 4 quarters too, and that they'll have the chance to pile up the yards?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if this game is going to be how it has the rest of the other games, where by halftime the game is in the bag. I think this is a game where deep into the third quarter they're going to be playing. Justin Fields is probably going to have more fourth quarter snaps in this game than he's had all season combined. So because of all of those different things, 650 total yards of offense for Ohio State on Saturday.
Was it 592 or 529 against Michigan State?
It was high. I mean, don't you think it's likely that Ohio State will run fewer plays on Saturday than they have in those games where they average 500-some yards per game?
I don't. I think it's one thing that, you can try to keep an offense off the field, but you also have to execute. I believe Ohio State has the best defense in the country. I don't believe in Wisconsin's offense, that outside of Jonathan Taylor, and I definitely don't believe in their defense because of who they've played this season.
I can't find it. I think it was 592 against Michigan State, which would be – then 650 is not much more than that. Man, I'm telling you, this is compelling.
And most of that was in 3 quarters.
529 against Michigan State. It wasn't 592. 580 versus Nebraska, 529 Michigan State. So 120 yards more than against Michigan State, but that was with the slow start. If they put the pedal down from the get-go, this is pretty outrageous. I don't think you're going to be right. I don't think I'm going to be right. I don't think you're going to be right. That would be really outrageous. And again, this is one of those things we are making points when we say this. If that happens, give them the national title. Steven, Nathan, Doug, bye.